HuK's way, he's just very ready. His pylons all around the edges, can't really drop in anything with those. And looks like QXC's moving out with his army, going the long way, checking to make sure nothing's happening. It looks like HuK's aware of this and is ready with his army. He has High Templars now. Sidestorm can deal some massive damage. And looks like it's trying to force field a man and Sidestorm the area. Is he going to? His High Templars are going to the back unit. Wow. Force fields everywhere. Wasn't able to do enough damage to his High Templars though. They need to get that Raven out there. You can't get that killed by the Archon. And that was a very even battle. HuK didn't do much damage with his High Templars there and maybe just wasted their mana and was forced to warp into the Archon. Another drop coming in from QXC as he attempts to deal more damage as his other units are so far away from where the fight was. Very big drop into his main base. Could deal some very good damage here, but HuK is right there with his full army. Taking out this medivacs, and these drops just aren't working as well as QXC would hope. I mean, no real damage done to HuK's base. QXC lost lots of minerals with those drops that just haven't been very successful. And he's still pumping out medivacs. That's just all he's doing with his starport. So lots of medivacs. Looks like he's maybe trying to build up for one massive drop. He still has a Raven. You should repair that really. That Raven needs to stay alive for those Dark Templars still patrolling. QXC is trying to expand, HuK's going to see it, and that's really what that Dark Templar has been doing the whole time. Going to see that expansion, probably move out very soon to take care of it. Looks like that's what HuK's doing right now. QXC almost mined down his main base. HuK wrecking in macro really, 72 versus 55 harvesters. And another drop from QXC, hoping to do more damage with more units than his drop. And he is taking out a pylon, taking out many gateway. High Templars coming in the Sidestorm though, not doing enough damage yet to really HuK needs to take out that pylon, but he's doing lots of damage. And a small stalker army, not going to be enough to take out all these Marines and Marauders being healed by the medivac. HuK's going to have to move in. He had to stop his army from attacking this command center here. He still has Dark Templars harassing the area while this attack is going on up here. Looks like QXC forced to pull out as more units were warped in. He did take out the robotics facility though. Very good hit for QXC. Looks like after trying that drop so many times, it finally worked. I mean, let's look at units lost here. QXC, he did lose more units from those drops, more Marines and Marauders, but he took out enough buildings to be worthwhile. Trying another drop is not going to work. HuK's going to be ready for that the rest of the game of how successful his last part. And looks like HuK up in the top here is doing a sneaky expansion, hoping that QXC won't see it. QXC has this expansion up here, completely saturating it as soon as possible. Just trying to even it out now, knowing that HuK is macroing up just as well. QXC seems to know about this expansion and is going to drop in more units, dropping in all the units, but HuK is there with his whole army ready for that. And QXC isn't able to do any damage. HuK is just ready for all these drops with how much he's been doing it, and he's still just pumping in more medivacs, hoping that this strategy can work and not upgrading to higher tier units. He does have an armory out for his factory, but no Thors are being produced yet. I mean, he even has Ghost Academy, but we don't see any Ghosts yet. Looks like he's just ready for if that needs to happen later on. Small battle going on up here. HuK's just, cleaning up really. QXC trying all these drops and medivacs and not really working. Does have a missile turret and a few Marauders here, so Dark Temple harassment won't be able to work anywhere. But HuK still is aware of these expansions. Another medivac drop, and HuK seems to be taking care of these perfectly. Even took out one of the two medivacs. Really, QXC needs a better strategy. HuK did take out his main base though. Wow. I mean, he was completely mined out, but that was a good drop. I mean, HuK really should have been ready for that. He's going to need to get some pylons up right away. More gateways. I mean, unit production now has slowed a lot. Getting lots of robotics facilities up in his alt base now. I mean, he had lots of High Templars. He's ready for the army. I mean, Sidestorm should be able to take care of this as QXC's patrolling around, trying to take... Oh, Seastorm's coming in. HuK could take this fight as QXC's forced to run from the High Templars. Force field's trying to stop a few, not going to work. HuK's going to back up knowing that he forced QXC out of the area. Pylon out there, he does have the high ground. And another drop seems to be coming in for QXC as these battles are taking place up here. Looks like he's expanding up here with another command center, and HuK could be attacking up here, forced to fall back because of the harassment going on at the main base as these 4 Marauders are taking all the pylons out, stopping any gateway production. As he just has no army. He has Dark Templars here. Looks like he's not able to micro these Dark Templars to attack, as he's too worried about his main army up here getting attacked from drops. HuK just needs to watch his main base. He had the units there to stop it and just chose to stay back. Looks like he's too preoccupied with other things. Another expansion up for QXC as he's lifting it off now, and is probably going to be moving up into some very contested territory. This is where a fight is taking place, and another one taking place as HuK's pushing in, trying to take QXC down with force fields and Sidestorm, and he is getting off some very good Sidestorms. Looks like QXC's army is going to be forced to fall back as HuK is doing great with High Templars, but HuK is losing his army fast. Forced to fall back. High Templar is going to get taken out. Sidestorm is more than enough, warping in more units, more Stalkers trying to take out QXC from the high ground, but the Medivacs are able to see the area, flanking down, taking care of the Medivac, and with this impact, QXC should still be able to take down this army. Looks like he's going to. Units loss is going to be very bad for HuK as he's getting lots of High Templars taken out here. And look at that, QXC's lost many more units, but there's still only these tier 1 units coming out of his barracks, and HuK is losing lots of buildings with all these drops down here. Medivac just sitting down there. Photon cannons everywhere, trying to be ready for all these drop attacks that are coming in. Another expansion, Planetary Fortress, good idea with where it's located. And looks like both armies are just going to build up right now, as HuK is still hoping to do something with his High Templars here as he's pushing into his new expansion. The Zealots with charge and Sidestorm coming in, forcing HuK to fall back as he's pushing into his main base. Planetary Fortress should be able to take care of all these units though, as HuK is once again forced to fall back, getting taken out by the ball of Marines and Marauders in Planetary Fortress. Can't do anything with that Zealot charge. Pushing in one more time, this time with the Mortals, hoping that they can take more hits from the Marauders, and it looks like they are doing a very good job taking down. This expansion is going to go with these Immortals. Finally, good idea from HuK, changing his strategy, stopping the High Templars, realizing it isn't working, and getting mass repaired by duels everywhere. This Planetary Fortress could take them all out before they're able to stop the repairs from happening. And just pouring more units in as QXC is coming to back up too with more Marines and Marauders, doing another drop into his main base, even scanning, make sure no Dark Templars can take the area. It looks like for the 3rd time, HuK's main base is going to get taken out. Dark Templars coming into attack right after the scan comes down, but there's another scan, and that's going to be HuK's main base is just getting destroyed too many times. These gateways are just getting taken out, and he can't produce enough. He still has a Robo base here, which should be pumping out Immortals as much as he can. Void Rays coming out finally from HuK, as he has lots of new buildings up here. 2 Stargates pumping out Void Rays. 5 new gateways being turned into warp gates, going to be warping in as he's pushing into QXC's another, taking out this right after the Planetary Fortress. Good pushes from QXC, but on the same time, there's just battles everywhere. QXC pushing with his dropships as HuK is pushing in. Only 2 bases left for QXC though, as HuK is making great pushes with his new Void Rays Archon. But QXC is a lot more to work through as HuK has expanded a lot more. Even another Nexus coming up from HuK as HuK is continuing to push into QXC. QXC pushing in a big army, sending up his Marauders. Looks like he's going to be able to take care of HuK's army, but at what cost? He lost all but 2 of his command centers, one of which was forced to lift off and completely start over. And looks like HuK is completely out of, or QXC, sorry, is completely out of production as his main base is completely wiped out, and that's just all he had going for him. I mean, looking at income right now, 22 harvesters, 119. Oh my gosh, from HuK, there's just no way QXC is going to be able to come back from that kind of harassment. I mean, the dropships did lots of damage at its main bases, but QXC just kept pushing to two bases over and over and didn't really realize how much expanding HuK had done. And QXC calling good game, and that's going to be it. Hopefully I didn't do too bad of a job, you know, commentating my first game ever. Gonna plan to do a lot more, stutter a lot less, and hopefully, you know, some more great games for you guys. This was a great game. You know, HuK just expanded a lot more. QXC kept trying to drop, even though he was taking out a main base. Should have realized that this base wasn't doing much anymore, as he had so many more expansions, and just couldn't adapt fast enough. And that's Kyukon signing out. Please, you know, watch some more games as I get them going and support me. Thanks a lot.